A long time ago, in a land far, far away, Italy, Prospero is Duke of Milan. He spends his time studying magic and lets his brother Antonio govern in his stead. But the jealous and ambitious Antonio is hungry for power. He overthrows his brother Prospero and leaves him and his infant daughter Miranda to die at sea. Fortunately, Prospero and Miranda are stranded on a mysterious island where Prospero uses his magics to enslave the local spirit Ariel and the wildling Caliban. 12 years later, a ship is sailing past Prospero's island, carrying the usurper Antonio, his conspirator, Alonso, the King of Naples, his sister, Bastiana, his son, Prince Ferdinand, and their entourage. Seizing his opportunity for revenge, Prospero commands the spirit Ariel to summon the Tempest.
Whistle, blow till thou burst thy wind if room enough.
Good bosun, have care. Where's the master? Play the men.
I pray now, keep below.
Where is the master, bosun?
Do you not hear him? You mar our labor. Keep your cabins, you do assist the storm.
Hey, good, be patient.
When the sea is hence, what care these roarers for name of king?
Hell is empty and all the devils are here.
Silence! Trouble us not!
Good, yet remember whom thou hast aboard!
None that I love more than myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of present, we will not lay hand on a rope more. Use your authority. Cheerly, good hearts, out of our way, I say.
I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he has no drowning mark upon him. His complexion says perfect gallows. If it be not burned to be hanged, our case is miserable.
Down with the topmast! Here! Lower! Lower! Ah, plague upon this howling! They are louder than the weather or our office. Yet again, what do you hear? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sink?
A pox of your throne, you falling, black-lipped, charitable dog!
Work you then!
Hang you horse-sounding son!
warrant then, thou art!
I'll warrant him for drowning, though the shipburn was stronger than a nutshell and as leaky as an unstaged wench.
Lay her a hold! A hold! Set her 2 courses off to sea again! Lay her off!
Hold on! To breath! Hold on!
What? Must our mouths be cold?
The king and prince have prayers. Let's assist them for our cases as theirs. I am out of patience.
We are merely cheated of our lives by drunkards. You white-jacked rascal! Would thou might lie drowning than washing up 10 times!
Oh, he'll be hanged yet, though every drop of water sware against it and gave it witness to glut him.
Let's all think for the king!
Let's take leave of him. Now would they give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground, long heath, brown furze, but I would fain die a dry death. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere that the good ship so have swallowed and the floating souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one. Thee, my daughter. What ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more, better than Prospero, master of this full cell, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee further. Lend thy hand, and pluck my magic garment from me. So, there lie my art. Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered, that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair, on any creature in the vessel which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must now know further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to bootless inquisition, concluding, wait, not yet.
The hour's now come. The very minute bids thee open thine ears, obey, and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person of anything the image, tell me, that hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once attended me?
Thou hast, and more. 12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since, thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Sir, are not you my father?
Your mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter, and thy father was the Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir and princess, no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Oh, blessed it was we did. Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we carried here, but happily brought to this island. My brother and thy uncle, called Antonio. Pray thee, mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. He, who next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state, as at that time through all the signories it was the first, and Prospero the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and for the liberal arts without a parallel. These being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me? Oh, good sir, I do.
Being once perfected, how to grant suits and how to deny them, who to advance and who to trash for overtopping, new created the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed them or else new formed them, having both the key of officer and office, set all the hearts in the state to what tune pleased his ear, that now he was the ivy which had hid my princely trunk and sucked my verdure out on it. Thou attendst not.
Oh, sir, I do most heedfully.
Miranda, I pray thee mark me. I thus, neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind, with that which overprized all popular rate, in my false brother awakened an evil nature. He being thus lauded, not only with what my revenue yielded, but what my powers might else exact, like one who, having into truth by telling of it, made such a sinner of his memory to credit his own lie, he did believe he was indeed the Duke. Out of that substitution and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence, his ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
Now, to have no screen between this part he played and whom he played it for, he needs to be absolute Duke of Milan. Me, poor man. My library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalties he thinks me now incapable. Confederates, so dry he was for sway, with the King of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom, yet unbowed. Oh, alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark his condition and the event, and then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now then, the condition. Now, the King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently shame me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all the honours on my brother. Whereon treacherous army levied, one midnight fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness the ministers for the purpose hurried thence, me and thy crying self.
Oh, for mercy! I not remembering how I cried out then, would cry it over again. It is a hint that brings mine eye to it.
Here a little further.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, girl. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they dared not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business. Oh, but with colours fairer painted their foul ends. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark and bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quitted. There they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity sighing back again did us but loving wrong.
Oh, what trouble was I then to you?
Miranda, a cherubim thou wast that didst preserve me. Thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I decked the sea with drops full salt under my burden groaned, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
Some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gregoria, out of her charity did give us, with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have aided us much. And so, of her gentleness knowing I loved my books, she did furnish me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that woman!
Now, I arise. Sit still, you, and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than any other princesses can, who have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heaven, thank you for it. And now, for it is still beating in my mind, your reason for raising this sea storm?
By accident most strange, bountiful fortune hath mine enemies brought to this very shore. And by my prescience, I find my zenith does depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not but omit, my fortunes shall ever after droop. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, my servant, come. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master. Great sir, hail. I come to answer thy displeasure, be to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to rise on curled clouds, to die strong bidding task. Ariel, and all his qualities.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To the article. Aboarded the king's ship. Now the beak, now the waist, the deck. In every cabin I flamed amazement,
Sometimes I divide and burn in many places. The topmost, the yards and bowsprit would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightning, the precursor of the dreadful thunderclap, more momentary and sight outrunning when not. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yea, his dreads tried and shake.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason?
Not a soul but felt the fever of the mad, and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged in the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then all afire with me, the king's son, Ferdinand? Then with hair upstaring, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped, cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
Why, that's my spirit. But was not this near shore?
Close by.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son I have landed by himself, whom I left cooling off the air with sight, in an old angle of the isle sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, say how thou hast disposed and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbours the king's ship, down in the deep nook where thou once called me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Bermudas. There she sits. All but mariners on the hatches stowed, whom I have left asleep, and for the rest of the fleet, which I have dispersed, they all have met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the king's ship wrecked and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed, but there's more work. What's the time of day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 hours. The time between 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now? Moody? What is thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakes, served without a grudge or grumbling. Thou didst promise to restrain me a full year.
Dost thou forget? From what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost. Oh, and think'st it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot that foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy has been turned into a hag? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak. Tell me.
Sir, in Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou then forgettest. This damned witch Sycorax for mischiefs manifold and sorceries too terrible to enter human hearing was banished. For one thing she did. They would not take her life. Is not this true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportst thyself, was then her servant. And for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthly and abhorred commands, she did confine thee into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died and left thee there, thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill will strike. Then was this island, save for that son that she did litter here, a freckled whelp hag born.
Yes, Caliban has son, but the...
I say so, Caliban, he whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest what torment I did find thee in. It was mine art when I arrived and heard thee, that destroyed the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurs, I shall rend an oak and peck thee in its knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days, I shall discharge thee.
Oh, well, that's my noble master. Say, what shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shade, and hither come knit. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. Come on, we'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
He is a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
Oh, but as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetching our wood, and serves in offices which profit us. But ho, slave! Caliban, speak!
There's enough wood within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou Tertus, when? Fine apparition. Ariel, hearken thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thou most poisonous slave, got by the devil himself, upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do as ever, my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome and drop on you both. As southwest blow on ye and blister you all over.
For this, be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that pen thy breath up, urchins shall exercise on thee, thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycombs, and each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them.
I must eat my dinner. This island, which thou takest from me, is mine by Sycorax, my mother. When thou camest first, thou stroked me and would give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less that burn by day and night. And I loved thee, and I would show thee all the qualities of the island. Fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Cursed be I that I did so. All the charms of Sycorax, bats, beetles, toads lie on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And yet you stymie here in this hard rock, while you do keep away from me the rest of the island. Thou most lying slave, whom a wit may move, not kindness. I have used thee,
filth as thou art, with human care, and have lodged thee in mine own self, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my client.
Would it have been done? Thou didst prevent me, else I would have peopled this island with coward pants.
A bold slave, which any friend of goodness will not take thee, capable of all ill. I pity thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or another. When thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, hath that in it which good creatures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou who hadst deserved more than a prison, deservedly confined into this rock.
You talk few language, and my brother daughter this I know how to curse. The rat plague.
Accede hence. Fetch us a fuel and be quick. Thou art best to answer other business. Oh, shrugs thou, malice. If thou neglect, or dost unwillingly what I command, I shall rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with age, and make thee roar that beasts shall tremble at thy din.
No, prithee, I must obey. His art is of such power that would control my damn Scott Cerberus and make a vessel of him.
So slave. Hence.
When you haven't kissed the wild waves wastes, footed feebly here and there, and sweet sprites the burden bear. Hark, hark, the watchdog's bark. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer cry, cock-a-doodle-doo. Cry, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Where should this music be? In the air? Or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure, it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king, my father's wreck. This music crept to me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me rather, but it is gone. No, it begins again.
Thy father lies
death does change, but does suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Hark, now I hear down ding dong bell, ding dong bell, ding dong bell.
The ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
Miranda, the fringe curtain of thine eyes advance, and say what thou seest yonder.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but it is spirit.
No, girl. It eats and sleeps, and has such senses as we have, sir. This gallant which thou seest yonder was in the wreck, but yet he's something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows, and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine. For nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Oh, delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free.
Oh. Oh. Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is... Oh, you wonder if you be maid or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech, where I but where it is spoken.
How? The best? What wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing, as I am now, to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me. And that he does, I weep. I am from Naples, who with mine eyes, never since at ebb, beheld the king, my father, wrecked.
Alas, for mercy!
Yes, faith. And all his lords, and Antonio, the Duke of Milan, and his brave son, too.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter would control thee if Nat were fit to do it. At first sight, they have changed eyes. Oh, delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir. I do fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man I ever saw. The first I ever sighed for. Pity moved my father to be inclined my way.
Oh. If a virgin, and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
Soft, sir, one word more. They are both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. A word, good sir. I charge thee that thou attend me. Thou dost here usurp a name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the Lord on it.
No, as I'm a man.
There's nothing ill could dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things would strive to dwell with it.
Oh, come, speak not for him. He's a traitor. Oh, come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots, and husks were in the acorn cradle. Follow.
No. I will resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Dear father, make not too rash a trial out of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
Oh, what I say, my foot, my tutor. Put thy sword up, traitor. Thou makest a show, but darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward. For I could here disarm thee with this stick, and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father.
Hence! Hang not on my garments.
Sir, have pity. I'll be his surety.
Silence. One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinkst there are no more such shapes as his, having seen but him and Caliban. Foolish girl. To the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections then are most humble, for I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats are but light to me. Might I behold this maid but once a day from my prison. All corners else of the world let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It's well. Harold, thou hast done well. Hark what else thou shalt do.
Be of comfort, sir. My father is of a better nature than he appears by speech. This is unwonted for which now came from him.
Thou shalt be free as the mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Come on! Speak not for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all, of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our theme of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. As for the miracle, I mean our preservation, only few in millions can talk like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give him over so.
Look, she's winding up the watch of her wit. By and by we'll strike.
I am
One. Tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer
$1?
The lore comes to him indeed, my lady. You have spoken truer than in purpose.
You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Fie, what a spendthrift is she of her tongue.
I prithee spare.
She will be talking.
Which of she or Adria, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old hen,
The chicken?
the wager,
A laughter?
a match.
though this island seemed to be desert,
So you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
Yet,
yet
She could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
I, and the subtle, as she most learnedly delivered,
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
as if it had lungs, and rotten ones.
Or as it were perfumed by a fen.
Yes, here everything is advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that there is none.
How-
Or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks, how green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
But what the true rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new-dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of her pockets could speak, would it not say she lies?
I, or very falsely, pocket up her report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we were in Africa, at the king's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
It was a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
No, not since widow Dido's time.
Widow? A pox of that, how came the widow in Widow Dido?
What if she had said widower Aeneas too? Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Dido, said you?
You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis. This Tunis, madam, was Carthage. Carthage? I assure you, Carthage.
Her word is more than the miraculous harp. She hath raised the walls and houses too.
What impossible matter will she make easy next?
I think she will take this island home in her pocket and give it to her son for an apple.
And sowing the kernels of it in the sea bring forth more islands.
Yes.
Why, in good time.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we put them on in Africa, at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that ever came there.
Stop, I beseech you, Widow Dido.
Oh, Widow Dido, aye, Widow Dido.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as when I first wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sword was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage?
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would that I had never married my daughter there. For, coming thence, my son Ferdinand is lost, and in my rage she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I never again shall see her. O thou, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish has made his meal on thee?
Oh, sir, Ferdinand, may you live. I saw him beat the searchers under him and ride upon their back. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the surge most swollen that met him. His bald head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arms in lusty stroke to the shore, that over his wave-worn bases bowed, as stooping to relieve him. I not doubt your son came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, brother, you may thank yourself for this great loss. That would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she at least is banished from the eye who has caused to at the grief on.
Prithee, peace.
You are annealed to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself, weighted between lowness and obedience, at which end the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear Milan and Naples have more widows in this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault is your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My dear Lady Bastian, the truth we speak does lack some gentleness and time to speak of it. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most surgically.
It is foul weather in us all, my lord, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
She'd sow it with stinging nettle seeds.
Or thorn bushes?
and were the queen on it, what would I do?
Escaping drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things. For no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letter should not be known, riches, poverty, use of service, contract, succession, border, bound of land, tilth, vineyard, none. No use for metal, or corn, or vine, or oil, no occupations, all men idle all, and women too, but innocent and pure, no sovereignty.
Yet she would be queen on it.
The latter end of her commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, for need of any engine would I not have. But nature should bring forth of its own kind, plentiful, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
What? No marrying among her subjects?
None, woman. All idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
God save her majesty.
Long live Gregoria.
And do you mark me, sir?
I prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did to minister to this lady and gentleman, who are always of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
It was you we laughed at.
Who in this merry foolishness am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
What a blow was there given.
And had it not fallen flat long?
You are gentle folk of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
Yeah, and then go a backfolding, Lady Gorgonzola.
Hey, could my lady be not angry?
I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep, for I am very heavy?
Go sleep and hear us.
What? Not so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would, with themselves, shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit a heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it does, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why does it then not our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I, my spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might? Worthy Bastiana? Oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What stranger pose is this, to be asleep, with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep?
Sweet Bastiana, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, thy rather wings while thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There is meaning in thy snore.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too. If heed me, which to do troubles thee over.
Well, I am standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
If you but knew how you'd purpose cherish while you mock it thus, how in stripping it you more invest it. Ebbing men indeed most often do so near the bottom run by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed, which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, me lady, although this lady of weak remembrance, who shall be of as little memory when she is buried, has you almost persuaded, for she's a spirit of persuasion, almost professes to persuade the king his son Ferdinand is alive, it is as impossible that he is undrowned and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Out of that no hope, what great hope have you? No hope that way is, another way so high a hope, even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond. But thou'st discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Claribel?
She that is queen of Tunis? She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life? She that from Naples can have no note unless we all were sea swallowed, thou cost again, and by death destiny to perform an act, whereof what's past is prologue.
What stuff is this? How say you? It is true, my brother's daughter is queen of Tunis, so she is heir of Naples, between which regions there is some space.
Space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Claribel measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Bastiana awake. Say, this were death that now has seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can prate as amply and unnecessarily as this Gregoria, I myself could make a chirp of chat as thee. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do, what a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
Then tell me, how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember, you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much feater than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows, now they are my men.
But for your conscience?
Aye, lady, where lies that? If it were a kite, it would put me to my slipper. But I feel not this deed in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand between me and Milan, candid be they and melter they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were dead, which now he's like, that's dead, whom I with this obedience steal, 3 inches of it can lay to bed forever. While you, doing thus, to the perpetual wink, for I might put this ancient morsel, this Lady Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business that we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goest Milan, I shall come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest. And I, the queen, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like to fall it upon Gregoria?
One word.
I must, for his art, proceed to thank him
Let's lead forward, or else this project dies, to keep them living.
While you hear snoring lie, open eye conspiracy. His time does take, his time does take, if of life you keep the care. Take off slumber and beware. Awake.
Then let us both.
Away!
Oh, good angels! Preserve the king!
What? How now? What? Oh! Why art thou drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
While we were securing your post, there was a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing. It was a din to frighten Mons' ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gregoria?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, a strange one. I shook you, sir, and cried. I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's the truth. It is best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Draw your weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son Ferdinand.
Oh, heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is sure on the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lords, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely to seek thy son.
All the infections the sun sucks up from bogs, fence, flats, on Prosperfall and make him by inch meal a disease! His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch me, frighten me with urchin shows, pinch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way unless he bid them. But for every trifle they are set upon me. Sometimes like apes, they mow and chatter at me and bite me hereafter. Then like hedgehogs, like tumbling in my barefoot way to prick their pinches at my footfall. Sometimes I'm all wound with adders, with cloven tongues hiss me into madness. A spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood slowly. I will fall flat. Perchance you will not mind me.
Here is neither bush nor shrub to bear of any weather at all.
and another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot help but... What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? It's a fish. He smells like a fish. It's a very ancient and fish-like smell. A kind of nut of the newest Poor John. A strange fish. Were I in England, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there but would give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. So he's legged like a man, and his fins like arms? Worm, I'm a troth. I do now let loose my opinion, hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that has lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Ugh. Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There's no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a woman with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
I will no more to sea. Here shall I die alone. Oh, this is a very scurvy song to sing at a man's funeral. But here is my comfort. The master, the swabber, the bosun, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Mo, Megan, Marion, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate. For she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" For she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not the savor of tar nor of pitch, yet a sailor might scratch her wherever she did itch. Then Tuesday boys and let her go hang! This is a scurvy tune too. But here is my comfort.
Do not torment me,
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you play tricks upon us with savages and men from India, huh? I have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs. For it has been said, as proper a man as walked on 4 legs cannot make him give ground, and it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at his nostrils.
The spirit torments me.
Oh, this is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who has got, as I take it, an ague. I will give him relief, if it be but for that. Oh, if I can recover him
and keep him tame and go to Naples with him. He will be a fine present for any emperor that trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, I prithee. I will bring my wood home faster.
Oh, he's in his fit now, and he doesn't talk after the wisest. He will drink from my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it will go nearer to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, but I will not ask too much for him. He shall pay who will have him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon. I know it by thy trembling mouth. Now Prospero works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. This is that which will give you language, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking. Open your mouth. I can tell you this, and that soundly. You do not know who's your friend, so open your mouth again.
I should know that voice. It should be. Oh, but he's drowned, and these are devils. Ah, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices? Oh, this is a most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend, and his backward voice is to detract and utter foul speeches. If all the wine in my bottle will help you, I will do so. Come, I will pour now in thy other mouth.
Stefano?
Does thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy. This is no devil. It's a monster. I will leave him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano! If thou be a Stefano, touch me and speak to me. Be not afraid, for I am Trincula, thy good friend.
If thou beest Trincula, come forth. I will pull thee by the lesser legs. If there be any Trincula's legs, these be they. Thou art ready, Trincula, How camest thou under the siege of this moon calf? Does he went, Trincula?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. Art thou not drowned, Stefano? I mean, I hope now thou art not drowned. So is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. Art thou living, Stefano? Stefano, to the Politanians escape!
Oh, God. Prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant. These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that one is a brave god, and he bears celestial liquor. How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Come, swear on the bottle how thou escapest. I swear I escaped upon a butt of sack the sailors threw overboard, and by this bottle which I carved from the bark of a tree with mine own hands since I was cast ashore.
I will swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Come, swear, how didst thou escape?
Well, I swam ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck.
Come, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Stefano. Has any more of this?
The whole butt, man! My cellar is under a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How now, mooncalf? How does thine ague? Hast thou not dropped from heaven? Out of the moon, I assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was.
Oh, I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee and thy dog and thy bush.
Come, kiss the bottle. I will furnish it anon with new contents, I swear.
By this good light, This is a very shallow monster. I feared of him. A very weak monster. I mean, the man in the moon. Ha! A most poor, credulous monster. Oh, but well-drawn monster. In good service.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When he's got to sleep, he'll just drop his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I swear myself thy subject.
Come on down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him.
Hey, come kiss the poor.
Oh, but that the poor monster's in drink. An abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I will fish for thee, and I'll carry thee wood enough. Curse upon the tyrant that I serve. I will bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
Hey, I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I, with my long fingernails, will dig thee pig nuts. I'll show thee a jay's nest, and I'll instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring the clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get the young scammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Prithee, lead the way. Without any more talking. Trinkula, our king and all company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Come, bear the bottle, fellow Trinkula. We will fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master! Farewell! Farewell!
The drunken monster! A howling monster!
Someone dance! I'll make the dance! No fast! Inspiring! And requiring! Not great pleasure! Nor was there Ban, Caliban Ban, Caliban How's that you master get a new man? Caliban Ban, Caliban Ban, Caliban Freedom, hey, hey, freedom Freedom, hey, 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 freedom Freedom, hey, freedom
Oh, brave monster, lead the way. Trinkula.
some sports are painful, and their labor delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This my mean task would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead, and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crabbed, and he's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work, and says, such baseness had never like executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors most busily when I do it.
Alas, pray you, work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up these logs that you are now enjoying to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, it will weep for having wearied you. My father is hard at study. Pray, rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
O most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo, while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my good will is to it, and yours it is against.
No, poor worm, thou infected. This visitation shows it.
You look exhausted.
No, noble mistress, it is fresh morning with me whenever you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda! Oh, my father, I broke your head to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues has into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women, never any with so full soul. But some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face remembers, save from my glass mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. What features are abroad, I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish for any companion in the world but you, nor could imagination shape a form besides yourself to like of. Oh, but I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven. No, shh. Oh, heaven! Oh, earth! Bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hollowly invert what best is boded me to mischief, I beyond all limit of what else in the world do, love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
A fair encounter of two most rare affections. The heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them.
Wherefore weep you?
Oh, at mine unworthiness that dare not offer what I desire to give, much less take what I shall die to want. Oh, but this is trifling. And all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Hence, bashful cunning, and prompt me plain and holy innocence. I'll be your wife if you'll marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I, thus humble ever.
My husband, then?
Aye, with a heart as willing as bondage ever of freedom. Here's my hand.
And here's mine, with my heart in it. And now, farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000.
So glad of this as they, I cannot be. They are surprised with all this. Yet my rejoicing at nothing can be more. I'll to my book, for yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
Tell not me. When the butt is out, we will drink water, and not a drop before. Therefore, bear up and board them, servant monster. Drink to me.
Servant monster! The folly of this island. They say there's but 5 upon this isle, and we are 3 of them. And if the other 2 be brain like us, the state tutters!
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? You were a strange monster indeed, if they were set in his tail!
Oh, my poor monster has drowned his tongue in sack. As for me, the sea could not drown me. I swam here, I could recover the shore, 35 leagues on and off. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
No! Your lieutenant, if you list. He's no standard.
We will not run, my dear monster.
Nor go neither. Yet you will lie like dogs, and yet say nothing neither.
if thou beest the good moon calf.
How does thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I will not serve her, she's not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster! I am in case to just the constable. Why, thou debauched fish thou, hast there ever been a woman a coward that has drunk as much sack as I today?
Hey.
Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Lo, how she mocks me, my lord. Wilt thou let her?
Oh Lord, quoth he, then a monster should be such a natural.
Lo, again. Bite her to death, I prithee.
Twinkler, keep a good tongue in thy head. If thou prove a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster is my subject, and he will bear no indignity.
I thank thee, my noble lord. Wilt thou hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Oh, Mary, will I? Kneel and repeat it. I will stand, and so shall Twinkler.
Why, as I told thee, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, who by his cunning has cheated me of this island.
Thou lies!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my master would destroy thee!
Twinkler, trouble him no more in his tale, or by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
I did nothing.
Mum then, and no more. Proceed.
Why, as I said, by sorcery he got this island. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him. For I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
Oh, that's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of the island, and I will serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Aye, my lord. I'll yield him thee asleep. There thou mayst knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou cannot.
What the piping is this, thou scurvy patch? I beseech thee, give her blows and take the bottle away from her. When that is gone, she'll drink nothing but brine. For I'll not show her where the quick freshes are.
Dracula, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster once more in his tale, and by this hand I will throw my mercy out of the door and make a stockfish out of thee.
What did I did nothing.
Didst
But
thou?
I will go further up.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Well, take thou that! Give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and your hearing too? And pots on your bottle. This can sack and drinking do. A murrain on your monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Beat her some more. After some time, I will beat her too.
Stand further off. Now, forward with your tale.
Why, as I told thee, it is a custom with him to sleep in the afternoon. There thou mayst brain him, having first seized his books. Or with a punch him with a stake, or cut his vezant with thy knife. Remember first to possess his books, for without them he is but a sot. He possesses one spirit to command. They hate him all as rootedly as I. Burn but his books. He has brave utensils, for so he calls them. Or when he has a house, he'll deck withal. But that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her an emperor. I have never seen a woman but my damsel corrects and but she has far surpassed her, as great as does least. Is she so brave, alas? Aye, my lord, she will be thy bed, I warn, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I will be king and queen. Save our graces. And thyself and Trincula shall be viceroys. Huh? Trincula, dost thou like the plot?
Excellent.
Come, give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee. But while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This must I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Wilt thou troll the catch you taught me while here?
Aye, monster, I will give reason. Any reason. Come, Trincula, let us sing. Flauterman, scatterman, flauterman, but Todd is free. Todd is free.
Yeah!
Oh.
Yeah! Yeah.
That's not the tune.
Oh. What is this same?
It is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody!
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest the devil, take it as thou list.
Forgive me my sins.
He that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
Hey, no, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. The island is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments would hum about mine ears. But when I waked after long sleep, they would make me sleep again. And then in dreaming, the clouds, methought, would open to show riches to drop upon me, that when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me, where I will have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
Aye, by and by. I remember the story.
The sound, it is going away. We should go after it and after do our work.
Yes, lead the way, monster. I wish I could see this musician. He lays it on.
Will not come. And follow Stefano!
I can go no further, sir. My old bones ache. Here's a maze trod indeed through fortress and meanders. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
Old madam, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here will I put off hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let Ferdinand go.
I am right glad that he thought of hope. Do not, for one repose, forgo the purpose that you resolved to effect.
The next advantage we will take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. For now, they are oppressed with travel, and they will not nor cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good friend's harp.
Marvelous sweet music.
Give us kind keepers, heavens. What are these?
Living drollery.
Now I believe with our unicorns that in Arabia
There is one tree, the Phoenix throne, one Phoenix at this hour reigning there.
I'll believe both. And what does Alex one credit come to me and Albus one is true? Travelers never did lie, though fools at home condemn them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders, for certes these are people of the island, though they are of monstrous shape, yet note their manners are more gentle kind than in our human generation we shall find many, nay, almost any.
Honest lady, thou hast said well. For some of you there present are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse, such shapes, such gestures, and such sound, expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
Praise in departing.
Oh, they vanished strangely.
No matter. They have left their ranks behind. Will it please you to taste this?
Not I.
Faith, sir, you need not fear. When we were children, who would believe that there were mountaineers, julep like bulls whose throats had hanging at them wallets of flesh, or that there were men whose heads stood in their breasts, which now we find each brother out of 5 will find us good warrant of.
I will stand to and feed, although my last no matter, since I fear the best is past. Sister, I love the book. One poor wheel.
You are three mortals of sin, whom destiny that has to instrument this lower world and what is in it. The never surfeited sea has caused to belch up you. And on this island, where men does not inhabit, you amongst men, being most unfit to live. I have made you mad. But even with such like, will a man hang and drown their proper selves? Fools. I and my ministers are fellows of fate, the elements of whom your swords are tempered, may as well wound the loud winds or with bemock that stabs, kill the still closing water, as diminishing 1 inch of my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable, and if you could hurt, your swords are now too messy for your strings, and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that's my business to you, that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the open sea, which has repaid it, him and his innocent child, for which foul deeds of powers, delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores. Yea, all the creatures against your peace. But dear of thy son Alonso, thou art bereft, and you pronounced by me lingering petition, worse than any death, can be at once, just step by step, attend your and your ways, whose wrath to guard you from, which here, in this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, is nothing else but hard sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my own. And grace it hath did thou render. Of my instructions hast thou nothing bated in what thou hast to say. And so with good life and observation strange, my meaner ministers there several times have done. My high charms work, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They are now in my power, and in these fits I leave them while I go visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine love to die.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prospero. It did face my trespass. Therefore my son in the ooze is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than ever plummet sounded. And with him there lie mudded.
But one fiend at a time, I will fight their legions over.
I'll be that second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guild, like poison, has given to work a great time after. I do beseech you, who are of supple joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy might provoke them to. Follow, I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of mine own life, all that for which I live, who once again I tender to thy hand. Thy vexations were but trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her. For thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it hold behind her.
Oh, I do believe it against an oracle.
Then is my gift and thy acquisition worthily, precious. Take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin not before all sanctimonious ceremonies shall with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersions shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow, but barren hate, sour-eyed disdain, and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed with weeds so loathly as you shall hate it both. Therefore take heed, as Hymen's lamps shall light.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue and long life, with such love as 'tis now, the murkiest den, the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion our worser genius can, shall never melt mine honor into lust, to take away from that day's celebration. What I shall think, or Phoebus' steeds are foundered, or night kept chained below.
Very slow. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What Ariel? My illustrious servant Ariel.
What would my post master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows, your last service did worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the spirits over whom I give thee power here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine own. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently,
I with a twin.
be here with mop and mop. Say, do you love me, master?
Oh, dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou dost hear me call.
Well, I can see.
Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much rein. The strongest oath are straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vows.
I warrant you, sir, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well. Approach, my Ariel. Bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. Appear and have. No tongue.
I wasn't.
All eyes. Be silent.
Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich leaves of wheat, rye, barley, veggies, oats, and peas, thy turfy mountains were with nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatched with snow for them to keep. Thy banks with pine and antelope brims, whose spongy blood thy hesped trims, to make cold nymphs chaste crowns, and thy broom groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves, being last born. Thy molten vineyards and thy sea marge, sterile and rocky hard, where thou thyself dost air, queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger mine, bids thee leave these and with her sovereign grace, to come and sport, her peacocks fly amain. Approach, rich Ceres, her to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger. Who never dost disobey the life of Jupiter, who with thy saffron wings upon my flowers diffuses tiny drops, refreshing showers, and with each end of thy blue bow dost crown my bosky acres and unshrubbered down. Rich staff to my powder, why hath thy queen summoned me hither to this short grass green?
A contract, though, true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate upon the pair of blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, can now return the queen, since they did plot the means that thus kills my daughter, her and the blindly scandalous company I have forsworn.
Of her society, be not afraid. I met her tea, cutting the clouds towards Paphos, her son dove-drawn with her. There thought they should perform some wanton charm upon this man and this maid, whose vows are that no bedride shall be paid till Hymen's torches be lighted. But vain, Mars' hot minion has returned again. Her waspish-headed son has broke his arrows, swears he will shoot no more, but play with sparrows and be a boy right out.
High spring sacred Juno comes, I know her by her gate.
How does my bounty sister go with me to bless this union, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue?
Riches, marriage blessing,
Ceres, Whister Ceres. There's something else to do, Ash and Venil, or else our spell is marked.
You nymphs called naiads of the windering brooks, with your sedged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels and on this green land. Answer your summons, Juno's command. Come, temperate nymphs, and be not too late. A contract of true love to celebrate. You sunburned sicklemen of August weary, come hither from the furrow and be merry. Make holidays, your rye straw hats put on, and encounter every one of these fresh nymphs in country footing.
Smoked the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing off their feet. Yes, always bending towards their project. Then I beat my taboo, at which, like calves, they pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, and lifted up their noses as they smelled meat. So I charmed their ears, like calf-like Dame Malloy, who followed me through two rise, sharp bursts, pricking goth and thorn which entered their frail shins. At last I left them in the filthy land who called me on the cell, there dancing up to the chin that the foul lake over stunk there.
This was well done. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, bring it hither, the stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
Devil, a born devil, upon whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, so his mind canteth. Oh, I will play them all, even to roaring. Come, put them on his trunk.
Tread softly, at the blind moment of hear a footfall. We are now near his cell.
Monster! Your fairy, that you said was a harmless fairy, has done little better than play the jack with us.
I do smell all horse piss, at which my name noses in great indignation, monster.
So is mine. Do you hear that? If I take a displeasure against you...
Oh, thou art but a lost monster.
Good my lord, give me that favor still. If you... See, stop here. You're now near the mouth of the cell. There.
But to lose our buttons in the pool!
There is not only dishonor and disgrace in that, but an infinite loss.
It is more to me than my wetting. Oh, but this is your harmless fairy, eh, monster?
I will fetch off my bottle, even though I be over ears in my labors.
I prithee, be quiet. Let's alone. If you do that good mischief, we shall make this island yours forever. And I, thy husband, for I, thy footlicker.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, Stefano. Oh, King Stefano, oh, worthy peer.
Let it-
Look what a wardrobe here is for thee.
Let it alone, thou fool! It is but trash!
Oh, we know what belongs to a frippery monster.
Cricketer, put off that gown. By this hand I will have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
Dropsy drowned fool! What do you mean to build us on such luggage? Let's alone and do the murder first. If ye are awake, from toes to crowns, fill our skins with pinches. Make us strange stuff.
Be your quiet, monster. Mistress Lime, is this not my jerkin? Now, was the jerkin under the line, or do you lose your hair and be a bald jerkin?
Do. We steal by the line and level, your grace.
I thank thee for that jest. Oh, here's a garment for it. Which shall not go underwater while I am king of this fair country. We steal by line and level. That is an excellent pass of bait. Oh, here's another garment for it.
Come, monster, put some lime upon your fingers and away with the rest.
I will have none of it. We shall lose our time and be turned into barnacles or apes with foreheads villainous low.
Ah, come on your ways, monster. Come, help to bear this to where my hogshead of wine is, or I will kick you out of my country.
And this.
And these.
Their joints with dry convulsions, show them up their sinews, naked trunks, and pour pinch for the bacon and the butter at a mountain. Let them be hunted, son. At this hour lie at my mercy all men. Shortly shall all my labours end, and thou shalt have the hour of freedom. For a little follow, and do me service. My spirits obey, and time goes up to right to this fact. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time you, my lords, our work should cease.
I did say so. First I raised the tempest. Say, spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined in the same fashion as you gave in charge. Just as he left them, sir, all prisoners, in the line row which well offends yourself. They can't budge until you're released. The king, his sister, and your brother abide all three distracted. You remained mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. The chief heard that you turned, sir, the good old lady Gregoria. Her tears run down her cheek. Your charm so strongly works that if you now behold them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou do so, spirit?
Mine will, sir. Wise human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish always sharply, passionate state, be kindly moved and thou? Although with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason against my fury will I have. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown back. Go release them, and my charms I'll break. Their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves, and ye that on the sand with prints do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes back. I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and tween the green sea and the azure vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong-based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have woken their sleepers, opened, and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough man, I hear of joy, and when I have required some heavenly reason, as even now I do, to work my end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my star, buried certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than it ever plummets sound, I'll drown my book. Unsettled fancy, cure thy brain, now useless, boiled within thy skull. There stand for you our spells. Oh, mine eyes, even sociable to the show of thine, full fellow drops. The charmed is also pace, And as the morning steals upon the night, melting the dark, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their good Gregorian, my true preserver, and a loyal lady, to him you follow. I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy sister was a furtherer in the act. Thou pinch for it now, Bastian. Flesh and blood. You, brother mine, who entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Bastiana would here have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. And their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide shall shortly fill the reasonable shores that now lie foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me, or would know me. Ariel, go fetch me the hat and rapier in myself. I shall disgrace me, and myself present as I was some time with you, Milan. And quickly this time, Spirit. Thou shalt ere long be free. Why, that's my dainty Ariel. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. So, to the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the marriages asleep under the hatch. The master and the boatswain being away, enforce them to this place, and presently, I pray thee.
I'll drink the air before me, and return all air your toll twice.
Oh, torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero, for more assurance that a living prince demands freedom. I embrace thy body, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest here or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me as late I have been, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave. And if this be at all a most strange story, thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living, and be here?
Thus, noble friend, let me embrace thy name. Honor can be measured or confined.
Whether this be or be not, I will swear.
You do yet taste some of the subtleties of the art, which will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends, all. But you, my lord and lady, were I so minded, I here could pluck his highness' frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time, I shall tell no tales.
The devil speaks in him.
No, no. For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth! I do forgive thy rankest fault. All of them. And require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were stranded on this shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is. My poor son Ferdinand.
I am woeful, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure.
I rather think you have not really sought her help. Of whose soft grace for the likeness, I have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the light lost?
As great to me as late. And supportable to make the dear loss have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, that they were living both in Naples, king and queen there. That they were, I wish, myself were mudded in that oozy bed where my son lies. Tell me, when did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest, I do perceive these lords and ladies at this encounter do so much admire, that they scarce think their eyes do offices of truth, that their words are natural correct. Oh, but howsoever you have all been jostled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very Duke which was thrust forth from Milan, and who was most strangely landed upon this shore, where you were ready to be the Lord. Oh, but no more yet of this fault is a chronicle of day by day, not a relation befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This cell is my court. Here have I few attendants and subjects none abroad. Pray, look here. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I shall requite you with this good thing. At least bring forth a wonder content you as
No, my precious love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should rather, I would call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, when your son shall twice I lose.
A most high miracle.
Oh, the seas threaten, they're merciful. I have cursed them without cause. My king, my father.
Now all the blessings of the glad father compass thee about. How camest thou here?
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures there are here! How beauteous my kindness! Oh, brave new world that has such people in it!
'Tis new to thee.
Who is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 2.5 hours? Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she's mine.
I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, or thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I have heard renowned, but never met before, of whom I have received a second life, and second father this lady makes him to me.
I'm hers, but oh, how oddly must it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
There, sir, stop. Let us not burden our remembrances with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoke here this. Look down, you God, and unto this couple drop a blessed crown, for it is you who have charged from the way which brought us hither.
I say, Amen, Gregoria.
Is Milan, Prospero Milan, that is issue to become king of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond the common joy, and set it down with gold of lasting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel, her husband, find at Tunis? Ferdinand, her brother, found a wife when he himself was lost. Prospero his dukedom on his poor isle, and all of us ourselves, when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart who does not wish you joy.
Amen. Look, sir! Here's more of us. I prophesied. If a gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. Now, blasphemy, whoso grace overboard. Not an oath on shore? Hast thou no mouth, my lad? Speak, what is the news?
The news? The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. Next, our ship, which but 3 glasses since we gave out split, is tight and yarn and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all this service ever done since I...
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how came you hither?
If I did think, sir, if I were well awake, I would strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep, all clapped under hatches. How? We know not. Wherewith even now with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds. All were up. We were awakened, straightway at liberty, where we freshly beheld our royal, good and gallant ship, our master, capering to iron, on a trice, so please you. Even in a dream, where we divided from them, and brought moping hither.
Was it well done?
Bravely, my delicious. Thou shalt soon be free.
This is as strange a maze as ever men trod, and there is in this business more than nature was ever combat of. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with thinking on the strangeness of this business. At pick pleasure, which shall be shortly singled, I'll resolve you, which you shall seem probable of every these happened accidents. Till when be cheerful, and think of each thing well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How fares my gracious sir? There are yet, I believe, missing of your company some few odd laughs that you seem to remember not.
Let every man shift for all the rest, and let no man take care for himself, for all is but fortune. Courageous.
These be true spies which I wear in my head. Here's a goodly sight.
Cerberus, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my masters! I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these, my Lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very likely one of them is a plain fish and no doubt marketable.
Not but the badges of these men, my lords and ladies, then say if they be true. This misshapen knave his mother was a witch, and one so terrible as to control the moon, make flow and ebbs, and deal in our command without power. These three have robbed me. And this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, had plotted with them to take my life. Two of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness I know is mine.
I shall be pinched at that.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
Is he drunk now? Where had he wine?
Oh, I drink you as feeling right. Where should they have found this grand liquor that has gilded them? How camest thou this thing?
Well, I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last, that I fear me it will never out of my bones. I shall not appear fly blowing.
How now, Stefano?
Do not touch me. I am not Stefano, but a Gran.
Ah, but you would be king of the Isles, Sirrah.
I would be a sore one then.
This is a strange thing as I ever looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as he is in his shape. Go to my cell, Sirrah. Take your companions with you. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will. What a thrice double ass I was to take this drunkard for a god and worship this dolphin.
Go to, away.
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Sir, I invite your highness and your train into my poor cell, where you shall have your rest for this one night. Part of which I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go wait away. The story of my life.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear most strangely.
Oh, I'll deliver all. And promise you calm sea, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious as shall catch your royal fleet far. Ariel? That is thy charm. Then, my friend, to the elements be free, and fare thou well. Lucy, draw near. Now, my charms are also overthrown. And what strength I have is mine own, which is most faint. Now, 'tis true. I must here be confined by you or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and mine ending is despair. Unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.